grow a garden.
Grow a garden. Grow a garden.
Grow a garden.
Grow a garden.
Grow a garden.
Forget everything you know about Roblox. This isn't another simulator. This is a war zone, a battle for the rarest seeds. This is chaos. This is obsession. It is a growing madness that took over a platform. And this is how it happened. If you have played Grow a Garden, you must know who Jandel is. But to get it, you gotta understand the guy who built the madness, the mastermind. If you've ever played for more than 5 minutes, you know the name, Jandel. If you don't know him, let me break it down. Jandel's story starts way back in the digital stone age of Roblox. He joined on December 22nd, 2010. We're talking classic hats, guest accounts, games built in basements just for the fun of it. He was there for all of it, a real veteran. He watched the platform grow up, learned all its secrets, and he just waited. Then after 4 years, he finally made his first game. His first game was this humble little project called Prison. It was his test run. Kind of flopped, big time. It just vanished, deleted, and lost to time. All that's left is a 404 error. But Jandel, he doesn't get deterred by failure. He learns from it. He got better. Then on a day that literally changed Roblox forever, February 5th, 2014, he drops his masterpiece, Prison Life. It blew up rapidly. It was the prison genre. Jandel had finally made it. He had the golden ticket, and then he does the unthinkable. He sells it. He just sells Prison Life to another dev aesthetical. Everyone was stunned. Why walk away from a license to print Robux? Why abandon your own legacy? The answer is so simple, and it tells you everything about Jandel. He was already bored. He was already chasing the next big idea. Prison Life wasn't the finish line. It was just fuel. It was capital for the next thing. And that's when his experimental era began. Under his group, Jandel Building, he became a factory. This was his lab. He pumped out game after game after game, each one a new experiment. And we, the players, we were his test subjects. He had these monumental, staggering hits. Gunfight Arena, a huge shooting game with over 800 million visits. But for every one of those masterpieces, there were a dozen experiments that just disappeared, the forgotten ones. Games with names like Town or Zombie or Build, games that launched with a whisper and faded into silence. Jandel didn't see these as failures. They were sketches, prototypes. Every single one taught him something. He was sharpening his axe over and over, and the whole Roblox platform was his whetstone. He was searching for that one perfect formula. And then he found it. He released Grow a Garden on March 26, 2025, beta. Grow a Garden was made in only 3 days. At first, it wasn't some huge explosion. It was gentle. When it first popped up, it was quiet, almost non-existent. That first week, just a few thousand curious players showed up, mostly Jandel veterans wondering what the mad guy had cooked up now. The idea was simple. Plant a seed, water it, watch it grow. It was peaceful, meditative. A calm little corner in a platform full of chaos. But then something happened. That loop, plant, water, grow, was addictive. Wanting that next, rarer seed wasn't just a goal, it was a full-blown addiction. The game respected your patience. And then the player count started to climb. Not a trickle, a flood. A few thousand became 10,000, then 20,000 concurrent players. The whisper became a conversation, then a roar. In just a month, this quiet little gardening game blew up into a mainstream monster. 50,000, 70,000. At its peak, over 100,000 people were all online at the same time, just gardening. Roblox's front page was nothing but gardens. YouTube was flooded with tutorials. It wasn't a game anymore, it was a culture. A quiet obsession had become a roaring inferno. See, in Grow a Garden, the devs and admins weren't just invisible mods. They were very active, and they had this terrifying, exhilarating power. They could spawn any seed, any item whenever they wanted. They could drop into a random server, their admin tag glowing like a halo, and just bless some random player with a seed. Something that would take anyone else months of grinding to get. This was no accident. It wasn't a bug. This admin abuse was a totally deliberate, intentional, and honestly genius feature. It was the wild card, the thing that made stories. The weekly updates meant weekly madness due to the admin abuse. In the admin abuse, Jandel gave various different seeds and gear items before the update went live. YouTubers and streamers like Creekcraft, Fultine, and Kylos started playing Grow a Garden, which further boosted the game's growth. It soon became a trend to play Grow a Garden. YouTube was filled with Grow a Garden, videos each getting millions of views. And then the admin abuse war begun. It was a cold war that went hot on every social media platform. A war fought in Twitter threads, Discord arguments, and YouTube comments. On one side, steal a brain rot, the hard work of stealing, the patience of waiting for stuff to spawn. The wolf pack were ready for war. On the other side, Grow a Garden. Grow a Garden, choose Green Bean Army. And the whole platform was filled with people with green bean avatars. The debate was vicious. Big YouTubers picked sides. The controversy itself became content, which drew more people in, which created more controversy. It was a hype machine fueled by its own outrage. The war about the game became part of the game. On the day of the war, records were broken not only from Roblox, but from Grow a Garden too. Grow a Garden had around 22 million concurrent players at its peak and broke Fortnite's record of 14 million concurrent players. And in total, Roblox broke the record of not only Fortnite, but also Steam by having 47 million concurrent players at its peak, beating Steam's record. Jandel, the madman who started over a decade ago with a failed prison game, did it. He didn't just code a game, he cultivated a whole ecosystem, a world that was both a peaceful garden and a chaotic battlefield, running on equal parts strategy and blind, stupid luck. Grow a Garden proved something crazy about Roblox. It proved that on this platform, you don't just build a game, you build a universe. With its own rules, its own economy, its own politics, you plant a seed of an idea, you water it with creativity, and you have to be brave enough to let it grow wild. But what about the other side? Steal a brain rot. Comment down below if you want to see that video and subscribe.